can't be no son-in-law. I can't take the summer off. I make it look good enough.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and our focus is on Kyle Pitts. It was a real solid week for him last time out, finishing with 108 yards on the ground. It's the Falcons and the Broncos, just ahead on EA Sports.
We find ourselves at the foot of the Rockies, Denver, Colorado, for this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Today we've got a matchup here in pivotal Week 7, as it'll be the Atlanta Falcons taking on the Denver Broncos. And hello again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, we look at this Bronco team. They come in pretty desperate here for a win as they've started the year 0-5.
And it seems way too early to start talking about hot seats. But guess what? When a team is 0-5, people start wondering about their jobs.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they've got all W's on the ledger so far. A perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. So here come the Falcons now to get the football for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And what a first half of the season he's had, leading the NFL in passing yards to this point. He's been a tough man to slow down. So this defense certainly has its work cut out for him.
Ritter looking to put it up right away. Checks this one down to Robinson. And he'll be out right at the 35. 13 yards on the game's opening play.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot. It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
One first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. That's returnable now for Smith. It'll be a 44-yard punt. The return goes for 8. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. They are led out by their veteran quarterback hailing from Michigan State, and we like that. It's Kirk Cousins.
And coming off of an early season open week. And in this situation, what he told us when we sat down with him was he spent a lot of time working on fundamentals, kind of getting back to basics during that time, as opposed to having to worry about healing up or resting up. It was too early in the season. Get back to the basics, get his game going again.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. The first carry now. This is Williams. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down.
Third down and 6.
To throw is Cousins. Into the hands of Patrick left side. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive. On 4th down, it's Riley Dixon on now to kick it away for Denver. Back deep to return is K.J. Hamler. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. He'll look to set up his blockers. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And it will be Falcon football. So for the second time in this one, we get set to see the Falcons offense And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So that if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Falcons. Drake London, his second touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are on the board first here this afternoon. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. Well, sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. And that's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0.
Broncos nothing. Young Ray Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos.
And they, of course, coming into this one in the midst of a tough losing streak. They did get helped out by the open week last week, and in talking with him, all indications were, Charles, that was a very helpful break.
Yeah, I know a lot of teams, coaches, they hate taking time off in the midst of a losing streak because they think they have to stay on their toes and punch their way out of it. But occasionally, you get that open week, you step back, evaluate what's been going wrong, see what you can put in that can move you forward, and maybe you get a chance to breathe a little bit and kind of start over.
They'll go for a gain of 7, and it's second down. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. It goes as a loss of 6. And now third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
On third down, Cousins. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. Lorenzo Carter has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right now beginning this drive 1st and 10. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete. He was looking for the Michigan Wolverine, Donovan Peoples-Jones. And it's second down. But you look at this Bronco defense. They're a tough unit to throw against, currently 4th toughest in the NFL.
And the easy thought process is that stopping the run is the least of their problems because they're facing the #1 passing team in the NFL. But if they don't stop the run as well, then that just opens up the passing game even more. They've got to do both.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Ritter throwing on third down. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. And that's going to be knocked away and incomplete. And really time has expired on the first quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now, Falcon football. As they've got it with a 4th down coming up. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Broncos from deep in their own territory. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a give up the middle to Williams. Good strength, gets him a little extra and gets them some breathing room as he's tackled shy of the 10. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And he's going to go down in the end zone. Cousins taken down for the safety.
At this point, I think it's a surprise when he isn't close to being sacked on a passing down. The amount of times he's hit the deck today, I think a lot of us are reading safety before they even took the snap. Simply a merciless pass rush every step of the game, and that rush earns a crowning achievement there.
After the safety, remember, they also need to give up the football, and here's the free kick. And now, how about this? The free kick from the 20 going to be out of bounds. And that, of course, is a penalty. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Automatic first down. Ready.
Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That one deep for London. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
Ritter off the play fake. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Donovan Peoples-Jones. 50 yards. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. The fly route works for the TD grab.
And you know what the receivers love to say? If we get even with the defender, we're leaving. And that's exactly what he did, all the way into the end zone. And then he was on the business end catching it once he got over the stripe.
Coup now for the point after. And that will make this a 16-point lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback. Denver's offense now set to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a 1st down now. They start the drive on the ground. It's Williams. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 24-yard line.
They run it again with Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Now Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linebackers has got it. And now he's got him in a great spot at the 8-yard line here, 1st and goal.
That feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they start in the best of all positions, 1st and goal. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? 1st and goal. Ritter back to throw. And he's got it. Nice gain of 8 that time, but it's 2nd and goal.
A gain of 8 brings up 2nd and goal.
Let's go. Ready.
Ritter. That ball is caught. It's London for the Atlanta touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Falcons are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Coup for the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Cousins now to throw on first down. That's going to be caught by Judy. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. First down. Here's Cousins. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. To throw, Cousins. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Denzel Perryman providing a little deja vu, back-to-back sacks, and now they're staring at a 4th and long.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational, CD. That is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Returning it, here's Hamler. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
And the Falcons going to get one more drive here in this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
They gave it a shot with a deep pass, but it wasn't going to work there. And now there's less time for them to try and get 3 before the half. Let's see what they dial up on this next snap.
Ready?
Back to the air on 2nd down. Here's Ritter again.
Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As now we send you out to Orlando and hook back up with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay, where it was the Packers who get the win at home. Christian Watson, 2 touchdown catches in the victory. From there, we'll head down to the Big Easy. Check on the Saints at home at the Superdome. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Dak Prescott, strong as ever, as his guys finished off the first half at 7-1. Finally, let's get out to Southern Nevada and see what's happening with the Raiders at home in Las Vegas. And at halftime, they trail the visiting Seahawks in that ball game. Kenneth Walker, a touchdown run in that first half. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far.
but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly. These two teams making their final adjustments before coming out for the second half. And for the call, we go back out to Denver and rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback.
Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
Now Cousins, and that one going to come up short, low throw. And Charles, you wonder about this defense coming in. I mean, look, it's no secret they're playing a team that's down on its luck right now. Losers of 5 straight. How does that change how you prepare for a game?
Well, to me, the first thought is you just get after them early, right? Take away any chance of them building any confidence. But the second thing is you prepare a little bit differently. You've got to expect this team to take chances, go for it on 3rd and 4th downs, run a lot of trick plays, anything to try and break their losing streak. So you must stay alert and stay aware.
Taken in at the 22. It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the second half now.
Falcons 1st and 10 here as Ritter gets them ready.
Right at the 30.
That one deep for London.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
Ritter with it after the play fake. Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones.
And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
This ball down the field for Pitts.
And unable to connect, incomplete. Now give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Here's Bradley Pinion now. He's been terrific so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, and that could have been trouble.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Riley Dixon now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Hamler now on the return.
They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10.
Okay, ready?
Ritter and the Falcons now with a 1st and 10.
Right at the 50-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
That one deep for London.
And this one is incomplete.
Playing success in this game already. 2 touchdown catches, but that was a very dangerous throw. But you have to understand, with 2 catches already for touchdowns, they're going to try and force it to him at times as well.
This ball down the field for Pitts.
And he whips that one incomplete there.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. So the Broncos coming out now.
Well, the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that, because otherwise they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
Cousins to throw it.
And that one's going to come up a little short. It's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Throwing, Cousins. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes.
Well, this is getting ridiculous. 8 sacks now. That time multiple guys get to it.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, 3rd quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. He'll send this one into the mile-high air, and it's a good one. And taken at the 46. 39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. On the give, here's Robinson.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It'll be a loss of 13 on the play. And it'll make this a 2nd and long. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, set.
Welcome back now to Denver. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
Now he'll take a shot for Peoples-Jones.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
He'll go up top here for Hamler.
And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown, Falcons.
KJ Hamler.
61 yards.
And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
Youngway Koo to kick off for Atlanta.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
Here's the Denver offense now as they get set to take over here.
And you hate to see this for them, but they're looking at yet another loss to begin this season. Things really going from bad to worse as they trail here starting this drive 1st and 10 in the 4th quarter. Buried by multiple defenders on the drive's first play.
Partner, my vocabulary isn't that great, but to me, there's only one word that fits this front 7 today, and that's dominant. 4 and 5 sacks is already rare in one game. getting to more than 6 in one contest while winning by this many points, an absolutely astounding effort by every player involved.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Cousins. That's complete to Williams out of the backfield. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. They'll give him 4 yards there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, here's Cousins. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
Here's Riley Dixon now as he's on to punt for Denver. And he's able to get it out of there. And he'll take it on this side of midfield.
And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt.
And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Hand off now to Robinson.
Shoves him aside near the 35. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Again, it's Robinson.
And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they've practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
They run. Robinson. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A drive there of just 4 plays.
And it was Bijan Robinson who took it home with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And Smith chooses not to return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Meanwhile, Cousins' throw taken in by Sutton.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A 1st down throw for Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the 4th quarter here. And now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this has been a banner day.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Marcus Peters up to make the tackle.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Robinson up the middle.
And down inside the 15 he goes.
52 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Here's Robinson.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
At the 11-yard line.
On the run, it's Robinson. And he's brought down. It's a good gain of 11, sets him up first and goal. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
So he had the nice run to get him down there, was stopped just short of the goal line, but they go right back to him, CD, and he delivers to finish the drive off.
A little extra determination there, don't you think, partner? You notice he didn't tap on his helmet and say, get me out after the run down to the end zone. He said, I almost got in. I'm going to get in on my own. I'm staying in. And he carries it across the goal line.
Koo able to connect on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And Smith not going to bring it out, so it's a touchback.
And coming out now, the Broncos.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this fourth quarter.
And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. Now Cousins. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away.
Returning it, here's Hamler.
It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. And now comes the field goal unit on. And boy, this is asking an awful lot here. Maybe that's an understatement. And the kick is good. So you wonder how this one might be remembered the next time these two teams meet. But until then, this game's over.
For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed asleep.
So for the Falcons, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Denver, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.
And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
I ain't tripping, this is easy, got them excited to meet me. I got diamonds, you got CZs, wake up, get to it and repeat. Hey, I ain't hearing nothing hate to say, let them talk about it. My whole crew is about 100 deep, gotta walk around it. I kill it and then I walk away with the chalk around it. I just get low key and watch them talk about it. I'm in New York and we finna get loose.